Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 121 of our BU 365-day challenge. Do one thing every day that improves us in some way. This month, the month of May, it's May Day, happy May Day. We are going to be focusing on the financial area and aspect of our life. This is our life framework with our 9 areas: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, financial, relationships, contribution, communication, and confidence. And the green stars or asterisks mean these are the big 3 areas and aspects of our life. We talked about physical in January. We were talking about financial this month, the month of May. And next month, June, we're going to hop into relationships. So in the first half of the year, we're going to make sure we touch on all the 3 areas and aspects of our lives that cause the vast majority of us, I would say 99+% of the population, stress, strife, concern, doubt, worry, fear, all the negative emotions that we don't want to feel. Those are generally the 3 areas that they fall into. So today we're going to begin our talk about financial well-being. What the heck is financial well-being? Now, just like any other area or aspect of our life, adding well-being to something means that we're customizing it, individualizing it, and making it just for us. So let me grab my magnifying glass and let's see what the internet says the definition of financial well-being is. It's a highly personal state in which our financial security and financial freedom of choice in the present and in the future. So it means that we're feeling okay about our financial situation now. It's not giving us undue stress and uncertainty. And we're feeling confident that in the future, our needs will be met as well. Whatever that level of needs is for you. Different periods of my life, I've required different levels of income in order to feel financially secure. For the longest time, my comfort base was $20,000 a month. If I had $20,000 a month in savings and in income, I was perfectly comfortable. That was, after developing my businesses and my corporate career and things. Prior to that, think back when I was in high school and even college. $25 a month was my allowance in college. It's the amount of money a week, not a month, a week I allowed myself. So $100 a month was my financial security level back then. And it changes over time. It changes based on our circumstances. During COVID-19 and that pandemic, a lot of us changed our set point for our financial comfort zone, our financial well-being. And there's a difference between our financial comfort zone and our financial well-being, right? So we're going to talk about all different topics related to finances this month. We're going to talk about different false beliefs and beliefs that I have definitely held throughout my lifetime that I've had to overcome in order to create the financial well-being that I wanted in my life. We'll talk about we'll use the soap framework, of course. I don't have a soap here I cleaned off my desk when I had to get a new ring light. So I don't have my soap available, but we're not going to go into that till not this week, but next week we'll go through the soap framework specifically for the financial area and aspect of our life. So we're going to think about what we want financially, and then we're going to pick one thing and we're going to apply the soap framework to it so that we know that we're moving automatically by the time we go through the soap framework toward that goal and objective a little bit every single day. We're going to talk about our goals, our objectives, our thoughts, our feelings, and our beliefs about money, about abundance, about scarcity, about lack, about probably hit inflation and things like that are going on in current events. We'll talk about rich me, poor me, which kind of goes along with our thoughts of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, if you've ever read that book. If not, I highly recommend it if you've got any interest in understanding the big picture of finances and money and how those things work. We're going to talk, I just said and it stretched it out. We're going to talk about values, our core values. We're going to talk about our lifeline. We're going to talk about all kinds of topics related to finances, money, and abundance. All right, because we're going to focus on the positives, the things we want, not on the things that we don't want. So my question to you is, are there topics, are there things that are in your mind or you are wondering about finances that you want to discuss? We'll talk about assets and liabilities only because I realized I had this conversation with my son-in-law the other day. He's almost 30 years old and was not clear on the difference between assets and liabilities. And I think that's a core thing that we ought to be teaching kids in school, but we obviously aren't. We ought to be teaching kids in school a whole lot of things like how to be a good human being and how to live your life and how to understand finances, but we kind of keep it all a secret from them, depending on your socioeconomic level, whether we talk to our kids about money or not. I always talk to my kids about money, but I realize that I am the exception, not the rule. A lot of people never even discuss money, finances, how to make a living, short of, hey, go to school, do well in school, get a good job. That is a very outdated, outmoded strategy for surviving in life these days. Especially COVID brought that home to all of us, meaning that you could have a secure job and then all of a sudden tomorrow you're home for months or maybe even years or out of a job when you've never been out of a job in your life. So I'm excited about this topic. Why? Because it's one of those that I have had a lot of false beliefs in. I've had to struggle and work my way through some of the challenges and some of the definitions that our society places on us, some of the beliefs of how the world works when it's really not how the world works at all. It's just how we're led to believe the world works. So our action item today is simply to define for yourself, what is financial well-being to you? What is comfortable to you? And like I said, right now, what's comfortable to you might be different than what's comfortable to you a year from now. But let's just work on the present moment, because that's all we have the ability to impact. And you don't have to share in the comments below. Just share that you've done it, that you've thought about and defined financial well-being for yourself. If you want to share your definition, that would be awesome, because it's great to learn from one another. I'm going to think about and define, well, what is financial well-being for me these days? Because it's different than it was pre-pandemic. And it's like I said, mine is probably different than it'll be 5 years from now. But I want to focus on where I am right now so I can decide if and how I'm going to move toward what it is that I want. All right. Any questions? Hit me up. Any topics you want to talk about with respect to finances? Throw them out there. I've got, my calendar all filled in, but it doesn't mean we won't tweak and change things throughout the month. I like to mix things up a little bit. I like to have some consistency, but I also like to mix things up as the topics become important for us to examine as we're doing one thing every day to improve us. All right. Have an awesome day. I'll be with you tomorrow. Bye.